before we got on the air today, Laura and I were talking about Spike's daughter's wedding that's happening this weekend. We were excited for him. We were just wishing him the best, and that's just the kind of people we are. And she was telling me that, how do we get on this topic? We were talking also about your grandparents. How your grandparents have been married forever, right? They've been 60-something years.
They're like the most perfect grandparent, like storybook version of, like my grandma is a children's librarian. They've been married for 60 years.
Fantastic.
We were talking about the age that you get married and start having kids.
That's right.
And they got married in their early 20s, and they've been together.
That's like my parents.
Since.
My parents got married at 19 and 20. They've been married now for 50-something years. They have all these grandkids and kids, and it's worked out great. But you were saying something that you said caught me, and you said really made an impression. You said, I want to get married just so that my grandparents can be there for the wedding. Yeah. And obviously you want to find Mr. Right. But
I'm not going to rush anything.
You don't want to rush it. But you're not rushing it because you want your grandparents to be there.
I would love for them to be there.
Of course.
Yeah.
And then I asked, I was like, well, is there anybody that maybe you haven't like fully given because the easiest way would be if you already knew somebody, there was a possibility. And you said, well, I actually did meet somebody once that kind of was a fish that got away.
Well, the joke I made was that I just need to get back on an airplane because I keep meeting people on airplanes and having these missed connections. But then I told you the story, and you were like, we got to find this guy.
So tell me, you were on your way to where when this happened?
I'd been on vacation in Greece with my family, and I had a different flight out than my mom or sister. It was super early. I had to take a taxi on a small island to a tiny airport and called the number that the Airbnb person provided us. Wasn't really a taxi, was just a person on the island driving their car around. And the driver goes, would you mind if we pick up someone else on the way to the airport? Fine, sure.
This is a movie already. This is great.
This guy gets into
Not
the car.
taken, though.
Yeah.
And I immediately clock, he's kind of cute. Like, we're about the same age. It's so early, guys. It's like 4 or 5 in the morning. It's dark outside. We end up outside in the line of this tiny airport standing next to each other and just start making small talk. Turns out we're both from the same tiny neighborhood in Seattle.
And you're in Greece when this is happening?
On a tiny island called Paros. Like,
unbelievable.
What are the odds that we grew up blocks away from each other? He's 4 years older, so we missed each other in high school, missed each other in middle school, but we grew up.
You went to the same schools?
Almost.
But not at the same time.
We went to rival elementary schools, but we did go to the same middle school.
Same school district, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Unbelievable. And you meet in Greece?
Yeah, we're staying outside this tiny airport.
Why aren't you married to this guy? This is a movie. We have Greek music.
So we get on the plane, and then we land in Athens, and we've talked about this at this point, pretty significant downtime between our next flights out to back home. And 6 hours to kill.
Can I just pause you real fast?
Yeah.
If you guys aren't watching on the YouTube live page right now, you should be, because you're starting to blush.
Am
right
I?
now.
I blush really easily.
No, it's really sweet.
I get red really fast.
It's really sweet, but your face is blushing and you look very sweet. And if this guy's listening, because I'm hoping that he's going to have a chance to hear this, there's still a possibility. If he's not connected and you're not connected, you guys could end up married. So finish this, keep telling the story. And if you guys, if the person you're describing, anybody in the audience knows, get him this message, because I want you guys to get married for your sweet grandma and grandpa.
What year was this, by the way?
This was like 2 years ago.
Okay.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
But he lives here. He's from here. His family's from here.
Yeah.
Okay, continue your story. So you guys are in Greece. You're in Athens.
So we're in Greece. We take the train into Athens together. We're talking the whole time. We have breakfast under the Parthenon, early morning. I know. It's like the cutest first date you could ever imagine.
This is an Nora Ephron movie.
And we have that that sense of when you're out of time and you just immediately get really deep with someone. We're talking about, do you want kids? What do you do for work? What does your future hold?
You're on a bachelor date.
Yeah,
that's what
totally.
this was. You're on a bachelor date.
You could have put a camera right there. Yeah.
Really super compressed. Sorry, go ahead.
So then we get back to the airport. We both check into International Terminal, and we walk to our gates, and then we sort of goodbye. We exchanged phone numbers. He walks to his gate. I'm standing at mine. I'm about to board. And all of a sudden, he rushes back.
Oh, no.
And he says, can I kiss you?
Shut up. This happened in real life? This is a real story?
Real life, this happened to me. I'm not elaborating, exaggerating at all.
This guy is pretty smooth. Okay, so you guys have now spent how many hours together?
probably like 8 hours.
8 hours
Yeah.
together. You've had a meal. You're in Athens.
We've
You're
had
in
a
one of the
cute
most
date.
beautiful places in the world. He's rushing back to you at the gate, which is like a really, like just a
Like I'm
perfect
standing
movie
in line
moment.
holding my ticket
You're
of a
about to
thing.
board.
Yeah.
And you turn around and you see this face looking at you again, and he leans in. What does he want to do?
I said, I'd rather not.
He wanted to kiss you, and you said, rather.
I said no.
Why?
I said no. Because, okay, in a rom-com, this is the cutest moment ever.
Yeah.
In reality, I've been up since 4 a.m. I'm basically wearing pajamas and have been this entire time. I'm a little overwhelmed. At this point, I'm like shuffling my stuff to get on the plane, and there's a million people around.
And you're exhausted.
And I'm tired, and I'm shy. Like, I'm shy. I'm not a PDA person,
No, you're
even
shy.
when we're in a committed relationship, let alone, a terminal full of people in an airport.
And you
Greek
probably
people.
had a lot of garlic at lunch too.
Yeah,
whatever they
it's
eat in
Greece.
Greece, yeah.
one in Rome, one in Greece,
one in
one in
Greece.
Athens.
So
So
you
I just
didn't-
kind of
you didn't
panicked and
kiss
said
him.
no. And then I got on the plane and I had his number, so I texted him and said, "I'm so sorry. I totally froze. Like I really like you, and I'd love to try to meet up." And then I ended up getting a boyfriend.
Oh my gosh, Laura.
Who I've since broken up with. But,
So did he reach out to you?
Wait. We're going to find that out after the break.
Okay.
I
okay,
wanna-
Man, I'm
we'll
so
leave with a little
interested.
cliffhanger.
I want to find this guy. I want you to give me some details. Tell me honestly, do you even know his name?
No.
You don't even know his name.
Can I tell you this? His number's still in my phone because I don't delete contacts.
But you
no
don't know
idea
what
how to
to-
find
what
him
he's
in
called.
my phone.
Google the number, see what comes up.
All right, no, she doesn't know which number it is. You don't know what you
Oh, you
labeled
don't
him
know?
as.
No idea.
Oh,
Yep.
Okay,
goodness.
we're going to find this guy for you because he's from Seattle. His family's in Seattle. If they're listening right now, I mean, that's a pretty small number of people who were in Greece 2 years ago and shared a beautiful experience and had lunch at Athens. I guarantee you he told his family about it. So if his parents are listening to the show right now, call your son because Laura's great and she wants to get married before Grandma and Grandpa are no longer with
And I'm
us.
single now.
She's single now, even better, which is great if you're looking to get married. All right, I want you to tell us about him. Give us some physical descriptions when we come back, and then we can help find this guy through the magic of radio. We can do that for you. Excited about this, Laura? I think we're going to find this guy. If you guys are just joining us, Laura was just telling us about a misconnection that she had. She met Mr. McDreamy on a plane. You don't remember his name. You had a magical day with him in Greece. As it turns out, you guys lived in the same school district. You grew up going to the same schools. You just never knew each other because he's a couple years older. He then, as you guys are departing in Athens, taking separate flights, he runs over to you at your gate after having already said goodbye. He runs over to you at your gate, tries to kiss you, and you say no, which a lot of people on the text line were saying like, oh, Laura fumbled that one. I disagree. I think you did the right thing.
Well, and it's a twist to the story, right?
It's a twist.
In the rom-com version, I would have kissed him.
Yes.
But in the moment, in reality, I wasn't. I just kind of felt. I don't know what to say. Like overwhelmed. Like there were a lot of people around. It just didn't feel. It didn't feel right.
I think it's perfect that you didn't. I think it's the right thing because you know what he's thinking now? Now he really wants that kiss. You're making him work for it, which is smart. Don't give away what do they say? Like don't give it all away.
Because what if your first kiss was actually here in studio during the show?
We wouldn't ask you.
Please.
No, we wouldn't ask you to do that. That's weird. That's a voyeuristic
That's
thing.
a joke.
Unless you were into that, in which case we could facilitate that. But what we're trying to do is we are trying to find this guy because his family still lives here, and he was coming here to work. Didn't you say? Don't tell us where you think he works, but we do know that you know what he looks like. You don't know what his name is, though.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you give like a vague description for anybody listening so that they can help us find this guy? How tall is he? Is he a tall guy?
Yeah, 6 feet.
6 feet tall.
Yeah.
What color hair?
Brown hair.
Brown hair, curly, straight,
Wavy.
wavy. All
Yeah.
right.
Although haircuts change. Who knows?
Yeah,
It's
he
been
might
two-
have.
2 years. This was 2023.
Glasses, no glasses?
No glasses. And wearing a baseball hat.
So if you know anyone who has a baseball hat,
Yeah.
give us a call.
Easy.
So are you? Did he text you later?
Yeah, you texted him afterward and said sorry that I was, sorry that we had the departure that we had.
Yeah. Well, and like not to get too into details, but at the time we met, he was living in LA. He was planning to move to Seattle in the next 6 months.
These are all zeroing down who this guy is. This guy's obviously out there.
So, it was like reach out when you move up to Seattle. But then by the time he presumably moved up to Seattle, I already had a boyfriend.
Ugh,
So,
which didn't
I
work
just-
out. And that didn't work out.
It was a great great year, but didn't work out.
But it wasn't Mr. Right.
Yeah.
Because maybe you had already met Mr. Right. Maybe this is your husband. And you don't know how much longer you have your grandparents around for. I mean, God bless them. They're in good health.
But chop chop. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they're in great health. But
they're in great health.
You know.
But let's say you get this. Let's say we find this guy for you. You're going to have to obviously get to know each other. And then you're going to have to date for a while. And then he's going to have to
date for a year, move in.
You're going to live with him ahead of time.
Yeah.
I don't recommend that.
Really?
It'll slow
Did
the
you not
process
do that?
down. No, I did not do that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it'll slow the process down. Don't do it. Live separately.
Okay.
Save the excitement for when you guys get married. That's my recommendation.
Okay.
I'm not saying you have to do that.
See, I would think I would want to live with someone before marrying them to learn all of their
Unnecessary.
red flags.
No, unnecessary.
The data actually shows that has more opportunity for divorce. People who live together prior to marriage, that's a scientific fact.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Because once you're fully committed and you're married, you don't see those red flags the same way anymore. And you actually will find those little things you'll find ways to love those things where ahead of time you're being extra cautious and you'll go like, you know what? I don't like that he collects baseball cards. We're not going to get married.
Can I live with that for the rest of my life?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But once you're married, you'll be like, it's really sweet that he's a dork and he collects baseball cards. All right. So we know that this guy has brown hair. We know he's about 6 feet tall. We know that he has a baseball hat. That's not a ton of information to go on, but he did live in Los Angeles at least 2 years ago. He's now coming to Seattle. He grew up here, so his family's from here.
Which part of town?
He went to Bryant Elementary.
Went to Bryant Elementary.
Yeah.
Okay.
I went to View Ridge.
Do you know his age?
So Northeast Seattle. He was 4 years older than me.
He was 4 years older than you.
Do I reveal my age?
No.
He's in his mid-30s.
He's in his mid-30s.
Yeah.
Okay, because you're still in your 20s. He's in his mid-30s. I hope he's not married already. I hope that he hasn't found love and happiness because I think
I hope he has. I root for anyone to find love and happiness. But
no.
I mean, how can you compete with a meet cute like this? I couldn't believe it was happening to me as it was happening. It was like so out of a romance novel.
Did you think to yourself as it was happening and you're sitting there underneath the Parthenon where you guys were having lunch together, this is my husband? Did you have those thoughts?
Yeah, of course.
Of course.
Yeah. Because I'm a girl and a total romantic.
Of course.
And I just, you just think like, what if this is it? This is the best story ever.
I guarantee
Finally,
you.
I meet someone not on a dating app.
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
Yeah. I guarantee you, he was having those same thoughts about you. I mean, you're a cute girl. You're very nice. You're fun. I guarantee you, he was also thinking like, I'm under the Parthenon right now. This girl went to my same school. I mean, like, what are the odds that you meet somebody in Greece?